T. What's the T? What's the T? What's the T? Can everybody hear me? Yes, Jasmine. What's the Tea? What's the tea? What's
Honey,
the
hey,
tea?
what are
What's
y'all
going on?
doing?
Yes, honey. Welcome to the first ever weekly lunch and lean, honey. What's the tea? What's the tea? Now, listen, we're going to get right into it, Jasmine, because our boss only around here only gives us a 30-minute lunch break. So, because
Oh,
we only got 30 minutes, we're going to go ahead and get in and get on out. I'm going to go ahead and drop the link for callers shortly, so everyone can go ahead and call in during the show. But after 30 minutes, we out the door. Okay, we got to go.
we gotta get the moving, the scooting and moving.
Yes, let me just shout out to people. Hey, Clement. Hey, Blake. Hey, Blake. Hey, hey, Deshaun. Hey, Art World. Yes, Art World. Yes, TKC's in the building. The people are here.
Oh
And we're going to
God.
go ahead and get started. Dreamer. Yes, Dream. What's the tea? You loving the wall? Yes, honey. The wall was done by Elevated Images. Get into it. At Elevated Images on Instagram. Okay, he does
Okay,
everybody.
honey.
And I'm glad I got in when I did because the rates surely have risen. Okay, catch that dirt.
Skyrocket. Okay.
They have surely risen. It will be nowhere in the hell I could book them now without paying another bill. And the way my bill's looking, I can't do nothing else but pay them at this point. Okay,
Hello. Thank you. Cash
catch.
at me. Thank you, babe.
Yeah, Cash App, baby. Give us some coins. We are here. So we're gonna do a quick. So normally we're gonna do like three topics, right? But we're gonna have a quickie before we get into the into the three topics. So the three topics, we're gonna call them the three-piece for right now, and then we're gonna go ahead and give you the snack first. So let's go ahead and give the people the snack first. And I didn't even tell Jasmine about the snack, so it is a bit of a
Right.
surprise to Jasmine. And Jasmine, the snack is going to be about this whole Vanderpump Rules thing. So as we know, Vanderpump. What you say? Say it again.
Well,
You
me?
said, "Oh, yeah,
I
you
said,
oh."
oh, yeah. Oh.
Okay.
Girl,
So
what?
as we know, Vanderpump Rules is filming a new season, and what's going on right now is there are heavy, intense negotiations with Raquel, who allegedly saved the show from cancellation by sleeping with everybody on the cast and it getting out, right?
Oh my
So
God.
yes, I mean that's what she did. She slept with her best friend Ariana's boyfriend of 9 years, Tom Sandoval. It has been affectionately known as the Scandal Ball.
Hmm.
And right now, they're beginning filming their 11th season. But the word on the curb was that the people were not going to get an 11th season, and last season was going to be their last before I got out that Raquel was sleeping with her best friend's boyfriend. So then yesterday, it is not announced during the middle of her negotiations that Vanderpump Rules has been nominated for 2 Emmys. Not one, y'all, but two. And even the
Befuddled.
boss man, Andy Cohen, was befuddled and confused, as we all were. He said, so pumped for Vanderpump Rules' Emmy nominations. And to be honest, a little befuddled that the Housewives haven't ever gotten one in
Mm.
all of these years. And so I just wanted to know ask the people in the comments in the group chat, as I like to call you guys, should A, Raquel get her raise? B, should Vanderpump Rules be nominated for anything? And C, should Vanderpump Rules be nominated for anything?
Oh,
Like, girl, really?
double it
What do you
up.
think,
Okay.
Jasmine? Let's just double it up. Put double scoop on the snack today.
I do think that Raquel does deserve a little raise, especially if they were not on board to have another season. I think that she spread her legs and spread it wide and got rolled hard and put up wet.
Oh,
So
wait
I
a
feel
minute.
like I feel like she put her body on the line and she deserved it. So, but as far as the Emmy nominations or whatever, no. I mean, I said in the group chat that I'm pulling the race card. I'm gonna pull it every time. Pull,
Oh,
pull. I'm gonna pull it. So I just think that's why, and I don't know why he's so befuddled and befuzzled and bejeweled and whatever the hell he is,
but Jewel to be dazzled.
whatever. But
Okay.
it's clearly a race thing. But hey, whatever. What you think?
Well, a lot of people are saying the Emmy nominations this go round didn't make a lot of sense at all. But what I will say is when I think of Emmy nominated reality series on Bravo or seasons, I think of the Real Housewives of Atlanta season 6. I
Mm-hmm.
think of Married to Medicine season fucking 5. Like that
Mm-hmm.
season was phenomenal. I'll even go as far as to say the Real Housewives of New York season 10 is one of the best reality seasons
Mm-hmm.
I've ever seen in my entire life. And if you want to nominate anybody for Emmys, it could surely be that
Mm-hmm.
as opposed to this. But with the writer strike going on and Scandal being such a huge media attention grab, it only makes sense, in my opinion, that this would happen because to the viewers of that show and everybody who follows it, it is the best thing since sliced bread.
But are we?
However,
My question is, I don't mean to cut you off, but
go
is it
ahead.
was the entire season it just that explosive, or was it just that like that little like just that moment? Like, oh, she slept with her best friend. Now this girl getting all these endorsements. She's on Dance with the Stars. She's doing this, and like we've said, Robin's gotten cheated on for free. So
They,
I'm, I mean, Robin has been cheated on allegedly. Robin has been cheated on for free. She hasn't got a snack. She hasn't been dancing with the stars. So I'm trying to figure out what exactly did they do to get that. Like I saw the other nominees like RuPaul Drag Race. I mean, deserved it. Last season was popping, but I don't see that. I mean, it's white
it's not
people.
given. It's
It's
not.
not
Oh,
given. It's the card. I'm pulling it.
listen, y'all know I'm Chase Luther King. I'm not gonna go that far, but you know, if I felt that way, I certainly surely would. Don't get me confused. I'm not gonna go that far, but the sense not sensing in this matter. That's the snack. I got the link in the chat for you guys to go ahead and give us calls throughout the show. We want to hear from you guys. Don't be afraid to give us a call now. You don't be afraid. But with that being said, we're going to go ahead and move right the hell along with our first order of business on the three-piece special today that we're going to have. And that is Mark Daly wants the court to find Kenya Moore in contempt. So let's go ahead and break this right on down. We want to thank the Daily Mail for breaking this. We're going to go ahead and talk about it a little bit. Give me 1 second. Y'all know I'm not the best producer, but I am the best at what I catch that dirt. Anyway, so as you see right here, you see right here, okay? If we're looking for production assistance for the Legend, if you want to be a PA, come on in and put these pictures up for me, okay?
Hello.
Yes, so according to the Daily Mail, a snippet from that article is that in the end, the parties agreed, being Kenya Moore and Mark Daly, that Kenya would have sole custody of Brooklyn with Mark having visitation. The judge ruled the minor could appear on The Real Housewives of Atlanta, but with restrictions. The judge also said that he was not convinced and there was no evidence that had been shown that Kenya would place Brooklyn in any environment that might not be in the minor child's best interest or may in any way be considered dangerous or inappropriate. So then this season, as we see right here on the screen, the girls are on a group trip. If you want to call them a group, y'all know how I feel about it. Well, maybe you don't know how I feel about it because I don't review the Real Housewives of Atlanta. This is the worst group in the Real Housewives of Atlanta history. These girls are disjointed. There is no way that this group moves forward with an entertaining program. And so I say, get rid of half of them, get rid of some of them, get rid of all of them, but somebody got to go. With that being said,
My God.
I had to get it out there because I don't speak on the Real Housewives review, but I wanted to let you girls know where I stood. I hate this group as a whole. I hate them. I really do. But we got to go ahead and talk about it. So as we see here, this is the scene from a quote unquote group trip where Kenya bowed out early after being embarrassed having to leave the filming location earlier and wants to retire with her daughter for the evening, Brooklyn, who was in the room. The girls come to the room, they knock on the door. Marlo does more than knock. She kicks the door, and she knocks the most out of everyone and is met by a angry Kenya who wants her to stop knocking on her effing door because her child is in the room. Marlo calls her broke and tells her to put Brooklyn in another room and come down and film. And so this is the perfect topic because we have Marlo Hampton #1 on the screen with us, okay? And Marlo Hampton
Holy
#1,
shit.
you're Marlo Hampton #1, and there's no
I
tea, no
am
shade. We
not.
love you down. We love you down. But what do you think about this? Because this is so layered and so nuanced, and I want to go ahead and bust through the bull. Let's bust through this bull right now in the lunch and lean.
Well, again, I want to apologize for my statements on Monday. Kenya Moore.
But I'm up here today, and it ain't gonna go. It ain't happening. I'm up here today.
Finally, at the end of the day, I
Finally.
will say, no, I'm just kidding. But at the end of the day, I think that Mark is just being a dick. You know, or a douche. I don't know which one's better. But anyway,
Neither, but
I
yeah.
know. I don't think that I'm not the biggest Kenya fan, but in the grand scheme of it, like, he knew who he married. He knew what show she was on. He knew what show he was avoiding. He's been avoiding that show since they got married. They've been going to divorce longer than they've been together. So in the grand scheme of it, like, I mean, I just think he's just pulling at straws just to, be controlling and doing all that shit with Kenya. Now, I don't necessarily think that he's all, just it's just on his side of holding it up. I think at this point she wants it, but I think over the time she was holding it up too. I mean, I just wrong. There's not really a way for us to like really know the truth because they're both kind of fibbers. So
Okay. Well, we're gonna start at the top. Mark, you a piece of trash, allegedly.
period.
Because I don't want to get sued, baby. But I tell you this, honey. You and that S Jerry curl and that nose ring, you
Really.
are horrible because how many times have you gone to see the child? According to the people in the group chat, allegedly not very many. Catch
Right.
that dirt. So
But
even
she's
if,
bringing him to her. I mean, she's bringing her to him. She's
but
always
my
doing
question is,
the work.
Jasmine, my question is, even if they find him in contempt, her in contempt, right?
Mm.
What's the end game? Like I asked on, I've been asking that a lot lately on the league. What's the end game? The end game. What's the end game? So she's in contempt. So now, do you want full custody of Brooklyn? That would be my question. So you want her?
Right. What's gonna happen to
You
her
know
when
you
she
don't want
goes?
her. You don't even want her. You don't want her.
You don't want the
So that
mama.
goes to prove. That goes to me to show that this was nothing but I'm going to phrase Jasmine because I don't cuss, honey. A dickhead move. And Marlo, I do not feel, I'm pretty sure she don't feel bad, but I don't really necessarily think that it's Marlo's place in this particular situation to feel bad, but it should make her reflect on her actions and say, was I being childish and over the top.com in the moment? That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying that she's to blame for Mark doing that, but she knew that they knew the child was in the room. They knew. And
Oh,
I
I
just
didn't
think
know.
that they knew.
Oh.
What do you think, Kenya? Where Kenya always with her child, right?
Well, I mean, I think that I think that they were valid in trying to get her every trip since Brooklyn has been born. She retires into her room. Candy is knocked
With the
on her
child.
door with her child. So I mean, that's valid. But in the grand scheme of it, both their questioning of her is valid too. Now, the beating on the door thing that got escalated. It shouldn't have happened. But she should not be bringing her child on girls trips
But
all the
listen, I
damn
agree.
time.
I agree. I agree. You're gonna have to leave her over there. Because listen, Candy always leaving her children, but Candy has a village. She has, a husband. She has a lot of things. So let me rephrase that before I say something incorrectly. Candy
Send
has a
come get
village,
him.
and but Sin Dog got to come get him. Somebody, I wish you leave her over there with Pilar. I don't know Pilar like she pull hair.
Oh,
You don't think PJ pull hair?
I I don't know. I think that she's sweet. I
I
think
think
that
she's sweet, but I think she pull hair.
she might she
I wish
might
I
she
had the
might
picture of
bite.
them when they were
She
babies.
she might bite.
Remember that baby picture of Pilar and Brooklyn together? Brooklyn was like, "Yeah." PJ was like,
Mm, yeah, I
"Girl,
do remember
girl, I know, I
that.
remember your mama. Girl, I know who your mama is. Don't you get it twisted." So I asked you in the group chat. They're battling for doom down in the group chat, honey. It's all over the place. This okay. Read that for me because I can't read that a little. I wish you could see how big my notes are now, so I don't have to squint at the
if
at the screen.
if that specific incident is what prompted Mark to do what he did, then yes, Marlo is to blame. No, Marlo is not to blame. At the end of the fucking freaking day, you knew who you brought on that trip, and why do you always have your child to in a trip? At the end of the day, Kenya is to blame. That's her child. She brought her there. Whatever.
Well,
But at the end of the day, Mark is just grasping at straws. He's been looking at this show, waiting on her to mess up. That's not nobody to blame but him.
Well, listen, now this is what I did want to add about that whole situation, right? So
Mm.
I have also echoed sentiments that Kenya shouldn't bring her child on these trips, but I want to go ahead and rephrase that. As a friend, in a group of friends that these girls are purported to be,
Mm-hmm.
if you go on a trip with someone, you kind of know what they bring along, right?
Mm-hmm.
And in Kenya's instance, it is going to be her child.
Hmm.
So while I would prefer Kenya not bring the child only because I feel like Kenya without Brooklyn is more clocked in than Kenya with Brooklyn,
Mm-hmm.
I I I don't see that not happening. So we have to let that go, y'all. It's been seasons, it's been years. We're going to have to let that go until she meets a man or feels comfortable leaving her child with Auntie Cisco, Auntie Lori, or anybody like that. It's not going to happen. We have to let it go.
No, she
She's
just
going to
doesn't need
be
to be
there.
invited. No, she doesn't need to be invited anymore. I mean, that's
But then,
just what it
oh, so
is.
then great. So then what do we do with that? Because
She
clearly
doesn't have.
without Kenya, we don't get half of the show that we're getting, even if it's not much. So now what? So Kenya got to
Well,
go. Is that what you're saying?
I think that if we're making these grandstands, okay, we know what we're bringing to it. Then she should not be invited to the things. I mean, everybody sat around when Portia was still there at the Bolo thing and was talking about how they were upset that they couldn't bring their own child. And her thing is, well, I don't have all these people. At the end of the day, she has enough money to have that. I understand, her past and not feeling comfortable with having her daughter in other people's care without her being there. I get that. But we also have to understand that this is a show. We say it all the time. This is a show. This is a reality show. And babies aren't a part of it. In that vast of like percentage of it. So I'm sorry. I don't think nobody's just to blame but her for bringing her. Whatever, everybody knocked on the door.
Now I don't know about that. Now wait a minute. Now
I mean, who else is the black? Everybody knocked on the door. We could sit up here and
why
be
would
like,
Marlo
oh,
go so far and do that? Why would Marlo go so far and do that? Why?
why did anybody go up there and knock on the door? She didn't bring
They
them people
knocked
up
on the
there.
door. They knocked on Marlo kicked the door, not profusely. Even after getting cussed out, she knocked again. Like, what's the? I mean, after getting cussed out, you still go back and knock. I
I
mean, come
mean,
on, dude.
to me, it just
Come
it's
on, dude.
just it's just like, oh gosh, now she's to blame because Mark wants to. No, he's been doing that since they had the child. It's unfortunate, but you shouldn't have brought your child on the trip. That's it.
Well,
Period.
I'm not going to place the blame for this on her, but I want her to reflect and think about her actions and grow the
Yeah, she
fuck
could.
up. Marlo Hampton needs to grow the fuck up, and
She
that's
could
that on
do
that.
that. She
She
could do
could grow
that.
the fuck up. She really could, and that's that. And if you want to see me, we know where each other at, baby. You know where to find me, boo. No, I'm joking. That's not how we get down. Make sure you guys like and subscribe to this channel. Make sure that you guys are telling the people about this lunch and lean center. We only got 30 minutes. We got to move right the hell on, okay? With that being said, we're gonna go ahead with our next piece in the topic. And baby, won't Jesus do it?
Hmm.
Won't he do it? I feel
Well,
like Jesus does it. The
he
reason why
does it,
Jesus did it, the reason why, now, hey, we are witnesses that Jesus does it.
honey.
But before we get into that, let's go ahead and praise him because Jamie Foxx is alive. Who would have
Bless his
thought?
heart with a white one.
Bless him.
Oh, no, no,
Who?
no.
Back
Oh,
it
that's
on up, back it on up,
is that
back it on
okay?
up.
Never mind. That's okay. Never
I don't know who that is, but Jamie Foxx is alive. And the reason why we're talking about it today is because social media is all of us like, Dad, do you want to say thank you for the prayers? Like, what do you want us to pray again to God to tell you thank you?
I'm
What's up?
crying.
Like, so allegedly, well, not allegedly, this is what happened. I guess he's been seen on yachts and most recently at Top Golf, where a young lady left her handbag and he actually brought her handbag. She said she was shook to the core and she asked him how was he doing. He said he was feeling good. And so that's good to know. But we were worried about Jamie. We had Jesus
Mhm.
on the main line for weeks about Jamie.
Yeah.
Does Jamie owe us a thank you? What do you think?
Oh, that's so. I don't. When it comes to that, I'm a firm believer that everybody's not, doesn't need to be in your business. We don't owe people, to keep them updated and abreast on every, situation that happens to us. But I do think that since he is in the limelight and he is beloved, and especially in the Black community and the white one, I guess, but more in the Black, I think that he could have said something, but maybe he's not ready. Maybe he, just there's a lot of people said they was calling him. He wasn't answering. Like they probably knocked him on his ass. He probably
I wouldn't
was like,
answer either. Yeah.
right, shook him to the core. Like, oh my Lord, like I could have died. Like who knows what the hell happened? But with everybody speculating and stuff, like he probably taking his time. I don't think he owes us anything.
Girl, the people are saying to me privately that they feel like this is Jamie Foxx AI girl. Is this what's the name of that movie? They clone Tyrone? Did they
That
clone
clone
Jamie? Is
Tyrone,
is this
no.
the Jamie clone? What's going on, y'all?
I think that is so weird when people make those types of like, what is it called when they're like, ooh, conspiracy theories and stuff like
Conspiracy.
that. I
What the
don't.
Maya Wilkes?
Right, right, honey. Oh hell yes. So at the At the end of it, I don't believe in stuff like that. I do think that the government has little weird stuff because those things don't just pop out the air. But I just don't believe in. I don't know. I mean, is Walt Disney still alive, y'all? Is he still alive?
Well, I got a question. Is Tupac still live? I need to
Oh
know
my
because
gosh.
he keep putting out music, and I'm just like, whoa, another Tupac song. Like, my God, today. Still coming out. Tupac and Elvis are on the island chilling somewhere.
No, Elvis
Um,
is dead.
okay, he is. Okay, well, he just died then. Um, I don't think that he owes anyone anything. We don't owe anyone anything in life. I do think it eventually will be nice for his supporters and those who sent well wishes to be acknowledged in some form of an announcement or some form. A video just say, hey, I'm good. I appreciate everything. Right now, I just wish that you guys would respect my privacy as I get back to acclimating to life as normal as possible before the incident occurred. I mean, but when you look at the long grand scheme of things, he did not tell us that he was in the hospital. So I guess he don't have to tell us
Hello.
that he was at. Okay.
Yeah.
With that being said, we're going to move right the hell along with the last piece in our three piece. And that is now, I really want to touch this piece lightly because I just, I need my career. It is not much right now, but I would like to have one. And so you don't really go around talking about her business because anybody who talk about her business, you know,
Ends up being like Carrie Hilson
yeah, it ain't hot. It's not hot. And matter of fact, okay, well, we're gonna do
or
it. Let's just
Keisha
go ahead and
Cole.
do it. Beyonce has a brother,
Damn.
Beyonce, and Beyonce wants to know why his sister has pushed him to the left, and not acknowledged his existence. Though she stays in a multi-million-dollar mansion, he stays 10 miles up the street, allegedly on Skid Row. Um, is it Beyonce's place to acknowledge Beyonce? What do you
You are
think?
ridiculous. You are
We don't know his name.
ridiculous.
I don't know his name.
Oh my God. You stay down the street on Skid Row. I wanted to
Down
cry.
on Skid Row.
Well, first of all, I think that that is such an opportunistic thing. Like, I really hate that. At the end of the day, Beyonce has written so many songs, has talked about the issues with her daddy and about his infidelity with her mother. Not saying that you're not supposed that you know, like, hey, I could tell my business right now, but I'm not. At the end of the day, I wasn't born in such in the best of light in either in that regard. But at the end of the day, like, I didn't do that. So my siblings talk to me. They, you know what I'm saying? It has nothing to do with that, or they don't talk to me. I feel like because it's Beyonce, they're just doing that. They have Solange, and what about the other child? It's another daughter.
There is
How
another daughter
there
allegedly,
is
yeah.
another daughter. No, it's not allegedly. That is his child. So it's
Oh.
three other siblings. I mean, it's four and just total. What I'm thinking, and including Kelly, that's five. No, I'm just kidding. But I'm just kidding. I just kidding. I just kidding. I love Kelly.
Allegedly, that's
Allegedly,
alleged.
allegedly,
We don't
allegedly,
damn
allegedly.
know.
No, I'm just
She
kidding.
like Matthew though, but that ain't none of our business.
They all look alike. But I just feel like, it's just being, an opportunist, and it's just like it's just weird, especially now. I mean, I feel like by putting Beyonce out there in with that type of comment, you're putting negative light on somebody that had nothing to do with the situation. I don't like it. I said
Mm.
it. I meant it. Well, what's TKC talking about?
I
Something
don't
he gonna
know.
make
I
it.
want to know
Who
what
he hollering at? Who he hollering at in the comments?
he always talking about this about oh Lord, it's lunch. And you hollering on the clock down to the people job like that. I just don't understand it. Anyway, um, I've gone ahead and dropped the link, but what I will go ahead and say is Beyonce is very grown and very mature and all of those things. And I believe that, it is up it is up to it is up to the parent to facilitate a relationship between children.
Mm-hmm.
And if she chooses not to, for whatever her personal reasons are, those are her personal reasons. We don't know what goes on. We don't know anything that goes on behind the gates in that family. They are the royal family in the United States, as far as I'm concerned, because Beyonce and Solange is in it, and so that's that. But however,
Period.
though, for real though, take his
Okay.
daddy to court. I don't know what to say. Like that's not her
You
child.
cannot
You
force that
know,
girl to talk to you.
I would love it though if everyone has a relationship with everybody in life in general, but sometimes that's just not the way that it works. And imagine how much more his story will be. Imagine if he becomes Beyonce. You know what I'm saying? And it's at no with no help, and he did it on his own, and he pulled himself up by the bootstraps and made something happen. You know what I mean? Like, imagine how awesome that would be. Like, let's focus on what you can control. You cannot control Beyonce Knowles hyphen Carter, baby. It's not going to happen. Nobody
Doing that ain't gonna
controls.
help.
You cannot control. Okay, and then blasting Anne Marie like that. You're not going to blast Anne Marie Lastrasi and think that she's going to go ahead and that's a deep cut for you Beyonce fans. To be honest, you're not gonna blast Anne Marie and think that she is gonna like. It's just not gonna go down that way. So the mother
Talking
has to
that talk.
obviously have to be desperate, but
I mean,
you gotta figure out another way, Mama. You need to get up and figure out another way because guess what? My mom has been a single mom.
period. My mom was
She
too.
figured it out.
How old
I'm
is
not.
he?
I think he's old enough to. I don't know. I think
To
they
reach
said he
out
was like
on.
no, I don't know. I don't know. I don't want to misquote. I don't want to misspeak. I definitely don't want to misspeak about Beyonce's business because I'm scared. You see, I'm teetering around tottering on it now because you have other content creators who say anything at their mouth and have absolutely no care about the consequences, and then cry 2 weeks later, and then 2 weeks later they go ahead and slay you again. And I'm not going to do that.
Yeah.
Anything I say, I'm going to stand on. And right now, what I'm standing on is let's move the hell on. I feel like Beyonce watching this right now.
I love you,
On her,
Beyonce.
this is her internet.
Swarm.
Beehive, not swarm.
So,
Yes, so I just definitely want to thank you for joining us. We actually got it done in under 30. The phone lines are open. We'll give it a few moments, but if not, we'll go ahead and lean out because I'm hungry and I want to eat my lunch and I got to go back to work because we only get a 30-minute lunch break around these parts, and I like to enjoy
oh,
some of it. Are you when you're on lunch? Do you like to eat with the crew and your coworkers, or do you like to be eating alone? Because I like to eat alone.
I have an hour lunch. Sorry, I didn't mean to stomp on your parade, but I have an hour lunch and I eat
The show
alone.
is over.
I eat alone.
Oh,
In my car, so when the back of my head, I used to, you know, you know.
wait a minute. The lean give you an hour lunch?
I mean, the lean, no.
Oh, okay, very
Yeah,
good. Okay, now outside of the lean, I don't care what go on, but I know I ain't got no 30-minute lunch on the lean, and you
I
got an
don't get. I
hour.
get a 15. I get a 15-minute smoke break on the lean. That's all I get. I don't know. I don't know if it's because I'm, highest paid or because I've said a couple mean
Oh Lord
things,
Jesus.
or they want to
It might be
replace
all the
me.
above, child.
Who
With
knows?
that being said, before I cut you off and make you mad, I want to thank you guys for tuning in today. Make sure that you guys tune into all of our shows. Mondays are the Real Housewives of Atlanta reviews. During the week, starting this Tuesday, we'll be doing the Real Housewives of New York, which I'm very excited for. The taglines were sickening. Don't make me
Sickening.
mad because I'll ditch your dad. I love that.
I did like that
Um,
one.
I like that too. Throughout the week, we have the Love and Hip Hop Atlanta review. And on the weekends now, we'll be having our Bell Collective reviews, which is my favorite show. Every Thursday here at 12, we're going to be here with the hottest topics throughout the week. And feel free to spill some tea, girl. If you got tea, go ahead and get it us in the inbox. Let us know there's a topic you want us to talk about. We'll talk about it. And we'll go ahead and be here next week at the same time, same place. I may have a different co-host as that chair will be rotating. But Jasmine, for the first time, I am glad I got you up here because I knew that you were going to have something to say, and I'm glad that you were loud about it.
I always have. Hello, my name is Jasmine Hall, and I have something to say.
Okay. Well, that being said, I want to thank everyone in the comments. Who do we see? Cortez. Thank you. We want to see Sammy. Hey, TKC. Hey, Antonio. Hey, Blake. Hey, um, Dream. Hey, Dream. Art World. How are you, my sweet baby? Meg. Oh, look at Meg. It's been a while. Hey, Meg. We love you, boo. We love you, Clement. To all the people texting me right now, spilling the tea, I'm going to read it in a little bit. Nushka, MJ. All right. Hey, we got a full house. Hey, make sure the lights
Hey,
matched out. Hey. And make sure that you guys go and buy some merch. We have this great new apron. I cannot wait to get my copy of the apron. We have
girl.
mugs. We have shirts. Get into that. And we also have the world premiere video of the Love and Hip Hop Atlanta review at 1:30 p.m. Eastern today, right here on this channel. So you guys tune in. I want to thank everybody for your support. And with that, I'm going to go ahead and try to be a great producer and end this correctly this time.
Holy smokes.
I don't know, so just bear with me. We're going to see if I can do it right.